Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Eternal Warriors Replays, or should I say, welcome to 2 episodes of Eternal Warriors Replays. That's right, you're getting a double helping today, and the reason being is because next week I'm going to be out of town. I am going to a big conference with my company to talk about how we can benefit the counties of Alabama with our drone technology. We are also going on vacation. We desperately need it. I am very tired. It's been a long week, and we still have a lot more work to do on our plate, but definitely wanted to get these out to you guys, so you're welcome. And so, without further ado, let me introduce you to the player today. We have... Oh, sorry for that glitching. We have Squirt Gunner playing in the Tier 10 French medium tank, the AMX-30B. AMX-30B is a very nice tank now. Another reason why is because it actually got some recent buffs to it that make it very, very competitive with the other Tier 10 medium tanks. Got a significant buff in accuracy, as well as turret rotation speed, I should say. The only nerf that it got was actually the speed of the tank was reduced from 60 kilometers an hour to 55 kilometers an hour, and the aiming time was increased to 0.1 seconds, so it's 2.1 seconds now. But its standard shell penetration was increased to 264 millimeters. Its penetration of the heat rounds was increased to 330 millimeters of penetration. The velocity of the shells was also increased up to 1,240 meters per second. But its biggest one was that dispersion. At dispersion, it went up to 0.33. Used to be 0.36. So this tank is a whole lot more accurate, and just makes it a whole lot more competitive. And we're going to see what sort of damage Squirt Gunner can do in this tank today. Now, as you can see, he's taken a lot of damage. This is an unconventional position to be in a medium tank on Westfield. Typically, medium tanks go into the beautiful track shot on that Strixfon 1030. But typically, medium tanks go into that southern bend on Westfield. But like I said about Squirt Gunner in the last game, Squirt Gunner is an unconventional player, and he is going to make much use of the spot. As you can see here, yes, he took a lot of damage in the beginning, but he actually got himself into a really good position against these other heavily armored tanks, because that heavy armor is typically on the front. If he can get some side flanking shots, he's going to do a lot of damage with the DPS of this tank. Especially the back of that Kronvon, because the Kronvon only has its armor in the front. It doesn't have any armor in the sides or rear. Or very, very little, I should say. So he's going to be able to really use his DPS on this tank very, very effectively. He gets actually a very nice cupola shot on the Kronvon right there, even though he was angling down on the top of it. There's a good chance that that might have bounced. Seeing if he can get that cheek on the Malshin, but he decides to go for the cupola and just doesn't go through, but does a tracking shot for only 322 damage. These shots have an average of 390 damage, and so 322 is a really low roll. But needless to say, he tracked it, kept it in place, and got the assistance damage for it. And the SDB-1 gets a really nice shot into Squirt Gunner as he comes over at the top to try to take out that T-95, get some shots on it. And just like that, Squirt Gunner is a one-shot for pretty much everybody on the enemy team except maybe the artillery. And this game is tied, so we'll just see what sort of shot Squirt Gunner can get from here. Now, he's making use of this terrain very, very well. Just trying to get some of the outside shots on those medium tanks that were in a better position to hit him. Now he's going to try to come over around here on the other side of the hill to see what sort of shots he can get on the Gorilla and the T-95. Sees the T-95 coming over, trying to poke around that corner, and he's going to try to get a nice side flanking shot here. Let's see if he can find it. It's a beautiful, beautiful side flanking shot. Gorilla 15 tries to come around the corner. Just takes a snapshot at the Gorilla 15. Doesn't hit. Just remember, kids, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And Squirt Gunner here is definitely going to try to take as many shots as he can. And, oh, just a little too late on that shot there. But we'll see if he can get the shot on this tank right here. And he does track the rear on the Gorilla 15. And I'm going to tell you right now, if it had the previous shell velocity, I should say, I don't think that shell would have actually hit. So here we are. Game is still tied, and Squirt Gunner has managed to do 4,558 damage in this game, which is very, very good. He still has an STB-1 to deal with, as well as an Object 430 and an E50M. And the artillery has just come to grips with the fact that he is low on health, and they're trying to take him out. Fortunately for Squirt Gunner, the artillery misses. And now he's going to get, once again, some nice flanking shots into these tanks. Finds a beautiful flanking shot into the 430, takes his shot, goes right through. And now he's going to try to help assist his T-125 and the VK-7201K. Gets another nice flanking shot on the E50M. He just seems to be in the right position to flank, which is very, very good for his team. That FE-405 took out and annihilated that E50M, which is awesome because it gives Squirt Gunner's team the lead. The Squirt Gunner is serpentining back and forth to make sure the artillery doesn't land another shot on him. And Squirt Gunner is trying to find another shot on the STB-1, but unfortunately for him, the STB-1 is moving towards the T-125 to try to take him out first before he goes against that VK-4005. And he's thinking, you know what? I think these two tanks have it in the bag. I'm going to go for the artillery. And does kind of look that way, but the T-125 gets taken out, but the FE-405 once again takes out the STB-1. Not sure what he was doing there. He could have been firing to just try to get the artillery's attention, to see if he can get the artillery to fire, but maybe he just misclicked. And there it is. Object 261 takes him out. And I don't think he's going to find this Udez in time. I think that he's going to be taken out by the two tank destroyers left on Squirt Gunner's team. And the FE-405, once again, there you have it. Beautiful game by Squirt Gunner. Unfortunately, I do not have any post-battle results, but he managed to get 5,372 damage in this game with 1,012 assistance damage and 4 kills. This was definitely a mastery badge game. Just props to him for really doing a very, very good job with this tank. And here we go, round 2. We have Kerfo. He's playing in the premium Tier 8 French medium tank, the Lorraine 40T. Now this tank actually used to be in the tech tree. Way back in the day when there was only one medium and light tank line in the French tech tree. It would go from the Batchat 12T to the Lorraine 40T and then to the Batchat 25T. And that was back in the day when Lorraine 40T was actually had 6 rounds in the magazine instead of 4. The thing about the Lorraine 40T back in the day, nice shot there, and he just set the WZ-132 on fire. Apparently he doesn't have a fire extinguisher and burns all the way down to 18 health. Didn't quite kill him, but great amount of damage there. 1,082 damage in that first clip. So the Lorraine got replaced with the Batchat 25-ton AP at Tier 9, which is a much more logical tank to have in as the predecessor to the Batchat 25T. Just trying to see what kind of shots he gets on this IS-6 here. Notice he can't get the lower plate, so he goes for a cupola shot and gets a beautiful shot there by Kerfo. So yeah, while he's reloading, which by the way, this tank has a 36-second reload for only 4 shells, so its DPM is only 1,684 rounds per minute, or 1,684 damage per minute, not rounds per minute. That would be ridiculous. So yeah, this tank got replaced by the AP, Batchat 25-ton AP, and then a little bit later, this thing got reintroduced as a premium tank. Basically, all it did was reduce the health, reduced the hit points, reduced a couple of its shells, did some minor tweaks, and then all of a sudden this tank became a tier 8 premium tank. I'm going to tell you that another beautiful shot at the cupola by Kerfo. He definitely is just RNG is definitely giving into his favor there as he snapshot that in right into the IS-6. But I'm going to tell you right now, this tank is a very formidable opponent, especially towards the end of the matches. We're going to see here how damaging how deadly this tank can be to tanks that are not at full health. Because when you have a damage potential of 1200 damage in each magazine, you can definitely do a lot of damage to these tanks. And as he has just reloaded, he's going to take some shots at that Jagdtiger. And just look at the damage output there. Sees that the IS-6 is going to go take a shot at him, so he backs up. And the IS-6 thinks that he is empty, but he is not. And tricks that IS-6 into coming around the corner, which by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that is why you count the shells. If you don't count 4 shells, don't turn around that corner. IS-6 apparently wasn't paying attention, and Kerfo was able to take advantage of that and take out the IS-6. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it's already starting to look like a whipping for Kerfo's team here. But it's great to be able to show the potential of these kinds of tanks. When you have an autoloader, as the game goes on, that autoloader becomes more and more dangerous. To be honest, the autoloader is not quite as dangerous at the beginning of the game. Oh my goodness. This Jagdtiger, this poor Jagdtiger has just been the victim of Kerfo. He sees the fact that he can actually get one more shot into that T-28 prototype. Was just probably hoping for a fire or something. Didn't exactly go. And he wants to make some room here for this to this Lerva, while he Lerva? I think that's how you say it. While he goes and reloads. Not sure what that Lerva was shooting at. But anyway, so yeah, Lorraine 40T. It's definitely a phenomenal tank to be in. To do just great spurts of damage. And when you can do 1200 potential damage at tier 8, that is a phenomenal amount of damage to be able to do. And once again, just turns the corner. It just lays waste to these tanks. You know, if you've already fired, and another, speaking of fire, another fire set on that T-44-100. Takes his last shot against the Scorpion G. And within 5 minutes of the game, Kerfo does 5,559 damage and 4 kills. So we just watched 2 replays where they both did over 5,000 damage, got 4 kills in French medium tanks of definitely various types. And this was definitely a butchering for Kerfo's team. 15-2. Definitely been in those games before on the opposite team, and it is not fun at all. So there you have it, a victory for Kerfo and Siegfried Line, where he got a mastery badge and a plethora of medals, along with the Confederate medal and the high caliber medal for doing 5,559 damage. That was more than double the amount of any other member on his team, and a base experience of 1,564. That is just absolutely phenomenal experience there for his crew. And with a premium account, he was able to bag 128,000 credits. Premium games. That is definitely going to give you the credits you need to be able to buy the tanks and ammunition that you want. He actually didn't. I don't think he fired any premium rounds here as well, so that really just adds to his credit stock there. But there you have it. 2 games for the price of 1. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and take care, and I will see you guys in the next replay.